Colbyjack.net is proud to present From the Flames by Trisha M. Wilson. The people of the fire, the Blesa, led by their queens, have ruled the island of Alfeyju and oppressed the Driva, the people of the ice, for more than 16 generations. With the Drivian King in hiding and little hope on the horizon, the Driva looked to one person to save them from the vile Blesa, the Diviana. According to legend, the divinely gifted Diviana will one day overthrow the Blesa and restore the Drivian King to his rightful throne. But with the search having lasted for more than 400 years, will the Diviana ever come to light? Willow is the slave of the Raskpil family. Bought at the age of 4, 20 years have passed since her life irrevocably changed. Her existence is no worse than any other slave, but within, Willow wonders if there isn't something more she should be doing with her life other than serving the ungrateful. Ordered to travel with her master's family to Sondertoft, so her master's adult children can take part in an ancient rite of passage, Willow is shocked when she learns that she too must participate. Will she fail, as all before her have? Will she rise to the challenge and become stronger after passing through the flames? Episode 78, Chapter 42, Rattlein Cottage. The first few drops of rain woke Willow from a sound sleep. She brushed the drops away and pulled her blanket up more, determined to ignore the little patter of rain. She just started to doze when the light sprinkles turned into torrential rain, hard and pounding, unmerciful to those sleeping without adequate shelter. She jerked awake, along with the others. As she scrambled to her feet, she saw the others taking shelter under the nearby trees, using their blankets as covers and huddling together to stay warm. "We've got to get to shelter," Sigurd yelled over the rain. "But where?" Loffen asked. "The caves," Kalina said, her teeth chattering. "There's supposed to be caves around here somewhere. We could take shelter in them." Lightning flashed in the sky, followed by a booming thunder. "Let's form a circle, and I'll get us to the nearest cave. Hurry!" Hawk urged, as the rain continued to come down. They formed a very tight circle, with Adelina flanked by Hawk and Willow. Once the last hands were clasped, they were out of the elements within a second. Willow blinked the raindrops out of her eyes, but she couldn't see anything, for it was pitch black. All she knew was that they were out of the elements, for the thunder was muted and rain was no longer pouring over them. "Everyone stay still, and I'll get a light lit in a second," Azran said gruffly. Willow heard him rummaging in his belt pouch, and then there was a strike or two and a flare of fire. While tiny, the fire illuminated the immediate area and let Willow see her friends well for the first time since they had woken to the rain. Everyone was soaking wet and shivering from the cold. "I'll be back," Hawk said before he disappeared. "Where'd he go?" Kalina asked, but before anyone could respond, he was back, this time with wood in his arms. Dry wood. "Here, we can use this to make a fire," Hawk said. "There's a nice spot over here," Natsal said, indicating a sunken pit, which looked like it had been used for more than one fire in the past. Natsal, Hawk, and Azran worked on building the fire while the rest watched in breathless anticipation. Willow watched as the fire flickered to life and gradually grew. It wasn't until the fire was steadily burning that she looked around their new, temporary home. The cave was large enough for the 7 of them, 8 if you included Adelina, but much more and there wouldn't have been room. The part they were in looked like a large, round room with only one way in and out. "We should change our clothes before we catch our death from the cold," Kalina said. "The fire should be warm enough to help dry your clothes by the time you get back," Hawk said, still fiddling with the fire. "We'll go change over here," Loffen said, leading the women out of the room. The tunnel, which led to the outside, was colder than the room had been, even with only the tiny fire keeping it warm. "Can you believe how fast that rain came down?" Kalina asked as they changed clothes. "I wonder if it's a sign from the gods that we're not supposed to continue on our journey," Loffen said. Pausing to pull her lilac-purple dress over her head, Willow said, "Of course it's not a sign. It's the weather. Nobody can control the weather." "Except the gods," Laughlin said.
Yes, but if they didn't want me to follow through on my quest, don't you think they would have said something earlier? Like when we started?
Willow asked.
Maybe they've just realized how close you are in succeeding, and they're testing your resolve,
Kalina suggested.
Or maybe the rain coming today is a coincidence. You have to admit, we've had very good luck concerning the weather over the last couple months,
Willow said, feeling warmer by the second. They walked back into the room where the fire was warming up the men and heard Sigurd say,
Why is it when things are just beginning to go well, something has to happen which completely derails our plans?
The rain hasn't derailed any plans, Hawk said.
And it's not like bad things are happening every time we turn around, Willow said. They're not? What would you call the large sea monster destroying our ship when we're only a few hours away from our destination? Or those ships chasing us after we'd gotten your wrist cuffs? Or what about...
All right, already, I get your point, Willow said, moving closer to the fire.
I hope so, because I'm really beginning to think we're cursed or something.
We're not cursed, Hawk said. This is how life works. The gods throw curveballs at the best-laid plans of mortals, and then they see how the people involved react.
Why is everyone acting like rain is the end of the world? Willow asked. It's an inconvenience, but nothing has changed. Everything's changed, Kalina said. It's not like we can follow through on our plan today. We have to wait at least until tomorrow. Why? The way I see it, the rain and thunder and lightning actually help us. How? Sigurd asked. Nobody's going to be outside, so that means everyone's inside. Exactly where we don't want them. Yes, but the rain and thunder create more noises and are a distraction. If we happen to make some type of noise, like walk on a creaky floorboard, they won't be able to hear it. And if they do, they'll chalk it up to the weather. And who wants to be in a cold attic when they can be warm in the kitchen or cozy in front of a burning fireplace? They'll never even know we're there.
You've got a point, Sigurd said, sounding disgruntled as he said this. So you plan on going today, no matter what the gods are trying to tell you.
If I stopped when something got in my way, I'd never have found any of the sacred objects. Think positively. Maybe the rain will let up soon, Willow said.
But it didn't. If anything, the rain came down harder as time went on.
We need to get going,
Willow said. Hawk, Sigurd, and herself stood at the cave's entrance, looking out at the forest that was being pounded upon by the rain.
But it's impossible to tell what time of day it is,
Sigurd protested.
You're not going to talk me out of this, so stop trying. You stay here with the others, and we'll be back by nightfall, if not sooner, Willow said. Stay by Adelina, and we'll let her know if something goes wrong.
It'll be hard to get to you considering we don't know exactly where we are, he grumbled.
We'll be fine. Take care of the others.
Willow then turned to Hawk.
Ready?
Hawk nodded.
All right. Step 1, concealing us.
Hawk and Willow disappeared before Sigurd's eyes, leaving him apparently alone. Safe travels. Safe travels, Hawk responded before grabbing Willow's hand. In a second, they were no longer in the damp cave, but in a room, a very tall and spacious room. They weren't in one of the attics, however. They were in a long hall, a hall which looked familiar to Willow.
This isn't the attic,
Willow said. They'd agreed between the two of them during the planning stages that it'd be safer to silently speak to each other. Why not use the gifts they've been given?
No, it's not. I thought we'd make sure this is the right place before we start searching. I brought us to the throne room. You studied the tapestry. Is this the room which was depicted?
Willow walked closer to the throne while looking around the room. Before her was the same carved throne, adorned in jewels and precious metals. Behind the throne was a painting of this very cottage in the spring, with all the flowers in bloom. On the side wall, the wall the tapestry had shown was the same painting of the summer flowers, the same garden Willow had seen yesterday in the waning light. Willow could easily see the man from the tapestry presenting the jewelry she sought to the queen. Stopping just short of the throne, she said,
Yes, this is the room. I remember the throne. The one in the tapestry had the same red stones running along the sides.
Now that that's confirmed, we're off to the attic, Hawk said before taking her hand, transporting them up to the 3rd floor.
Wow,
Willow said the second they arrived.
I know,
Hawk said.
I never imagined an attic so big and full. You can't get around the fact that it's almost full to the brim.
The attic, which they had transported into, was at least 16 feet tall, with shelves, chests, wardrobes, boxes, and any other type of storage container one might have in their house. The little space not taken up by these items was taken up by loose items, such as rolled-up rugs, vases, chairs, and other types of furniture of different periods and styles.
It's going to take us forever to get through everything, Hawk said with awe in his voice. How can one family collect so much?
I don't know. You'd think they'd have thrown something away, even the broken stuff, she said, indicating a broken chair that was missing 2 of the 4 legs. We should get started. We'll start at this end of the room and make our way toward the other end. Let me know if you find any jewelry.
What do you think the odds are that we'll find it in the first box we open?
Hawk asked hopefully as he went toward his side of the room, which had a large cabinet occupying the corner.
Not good,
Willow said as she put Val down on a nearby chair and opened a large chest. Without moving any of the contents, she only saw clothes, but she couldn't take it at face value. Knowing one of the queens, they had probably buried the jewelry under clothes to hide it from intruders. She lifted the clothes and found nothing.
1 down, 1,000,000 left.
You have been listening to From the Flames by Trisha M. Wilson. Read, recorded, mastered, encoded, and produced by Colbyjack.net. This work is released under a Creative Commons 3.0 Attribution, Non-Commercial, Share-alike license. Do what you want with it, just don't try to profit from it. Heaven knows we can't. If you have any questions, comments, or rants you wish to share with us, we can be reached at Colbyjack at Colbyjack.net. That's COLBYTRAX @ COLBYJACK.net. Yep, I sing it too. If you want to follow the exploits of Trisha in Twitterland, just search for Lady Trisha W on Twitter, or follow the ever-dashing, courageous, hardworking, intelligent, and immensely humble Colbyjack on the Twitters as well. If you find that you can't, just wait to find out what will happen with Willow, the strong dude and the annoying dude. Be heartened to know that From the Flames is available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Smashwords, as well as from our little shop. Didn't you know about our little shop? Why, yes, we have a little shop located at shop. That's shop.colbyjack.net. That's shop.colbyjack.net. Yeah, real original there. There you will find the latest ebook versions of all our works in both Mobi and ebook, all DRM-free, as well as audiobook versions of such works as Firmware Hijacked and Proxy, as well, naturally, as well as From the Flames. The audiobooks differ from the podcasts in that the headers and bumpers only run once, and the episodes are grouped into hour-long episodes for easy burning to CD or for downloading on the go. If you find you don't need any stuff, but just want to thank us monetarily for our efforts here, just head on over to Colbyjack.net, select either audio or visual, and look for the donate button located on the blog roll. Well, anyway, thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week, and remember to be fabulous.